said to the man running the stand, "Hey, bump, 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 got any grapes?"
Hi guys, today I'm going to attempt making Mulsum. Mulsum is a non-traditional kind of mead. Both drinks were usually made by mixing honey with alcohol, along with various spices, grains, or fruits. The difference is that Mulsum normally had less fermentation of its honey than mead. Mead is the oldest known alcoholic drink in the world. In antiquity, most wine was bitter because their grapes were not as sweet as the ones we have today. Because of this, Romans would add honey to their wine to sweeten it, which made Mulsum. This kind of wine was typically served at the beginning of meals. For my version of Mulsum, my ingredients are going to be red wine, water, cinnamon sticks, whole cloves, nutmeg, and last but not least, honey. For my supplies, I will be using a large bowl, a whisk, measuring cups, and a coffee filter for straining the wine. Sorry for my generic stock photos, I forgot to take a picture of my supplies before I started. I'm going to start by pouring 2 cups of water into the bowl. The recipe suggested 3 cups, but after researching, I found multiple sources saying that Romans used a 2-to-1 ratio of water to wine. Next comes the red wine. I figured while I'm struggling to open the bottle, this is a good time to mention that I am 21, and I do not recommend making this if you're younger than that. Viticulture is the cultivation and the harvesting of grapes. Our earliest Roman source is Cato's De Agricultura. In it, he explained the production of wine from large estates and the impact of viticulture on Rome's agrarian economy. For my version of Mulsum, I decided to use Barefoot Pinot Noir because it was the cheapest option I could find. Next, I'm going to add 1 cup of red wine. If your honey is thick, you can either heat the honey until it is thin or mix all your liquid ingredients in a blender before putting them into the bowl. I chose to warm my honey. You want to add in 4 tablespoons. You can add honey to taste if 4 tablespoons isn't sweet enough for you. Once you've added the honey, make sure to blend all your ingredients together. Once we have all the liquids mixed together, it's time to add some spice. My grocery store did not have whole nutmeg, so I will be substituting ground nutmeg, hoping it doesn't ruin the whole thing. I'm adding about 1.5 teaspoons. Here's me desperately trying to stir in the ground nutmeg.
I can't believe you've done this.
Next, we're going to be adding 1 whole cinnamon stick. And finally, we are going to add in 1 teaspoon of whole cloves. After all the spices have been added to the liquid mixture, add the lid to your bowl. If you don't have a lid, saran wrap will do. Hi! We're going to be placing the Mulsum in the fridge to chill for 18 to 24 hours. The next day, we can grab the bowl from the fridge, then remove the spices by straining the mixture through a coffee filter. I taped my coffee filter to the sides of the bowl so it would be more secure. If you have cheesecloth, it would probably work much better. And here I have a picture of the wine after it's strained in the original bowl.
Oh, it's not bad.
The wine turned out well and was not as sweet as I thought it would be. The main difference for me was how watered down it was compared to modern day wine. Although I made my Mulsum in a plastic bowl with ingredients I bought from the grocery store, I felt connected to the Romans through making this drink that they often had.